Hello, welcome to today's edition of Pegasus Test. On today's edition, we're covering Stage 3 of Finnish Brutality 2022. Literally the most possible Finnish stage in the history of Finnish stages. What did you have to do on this stage? Well, as I was walking up to it, one of the competitors who just shot it described it best. I went, "Hey, what's happening on this stage?" And his reply was, same shit. There you are, you're trying to have a nice sauna, the Russians come along and fuck it up. Happens every time. So yeah, that's pretty much an accurate description of this stage. You literally start out in a sauna, a field sauna, and the buzzer goes off and out you come out of the sauna, and you had to strip down. They let us stay in our skivvy shorts, but they encouraged you to go further, but I don't know how to pixel a video, so I stopped at the skivvies, and you probably all are very happy for that. You came out of the sauna, you grabbed your gear that was pre-staged, took as much gear as you wanted. If you were in the armored TST class like me, you had to put on your battle rattle. And then you went to the first shooting box, hit the targets, which conveniently had a very difficult no-shoot there that made you kind of bob and weave to get around. Then you had to spike the tracks on the vehicle, then come back, grab your gear bag, throw it up onto the vehicle, and then you had 4 shooting boxes. And you had to engage 2 targets downrange approximately about 75 meters. Sounds simple, right? Not so fast, because you had to be fast, because as soon as you stepped into the target box, you had 12 seconds to get 4 hits in a 1-2-1-2 pattern. And if you didn't, the penalty was you went prone. And I forgot to mention that in that 12 seconds, you had to get those 4 hits and get your butt over to the next shooting box. And if you weren't into that box before your 12 seconds were up, you took a penalty wherever you were at. And then you were done. That's all there was to it. I mean, it doesn't sound terribly difficult. Let's take a look. But before we do, let me give you a very important warning. Dad bod alert. Don't say I didn't tell you.
Do you have any questions about the stage?
Other than why am I doing it?
Because you like it. You have spent half of your ammunition on the gun.
Yes, you're absolutely right. All right, so the buzzer goes off and we're into the stage. We are officially on the clock now. I gave serious consideration of doing this barefoot, but I watched somebody do it before me, and those stones were rather sharp. And the way that they dug into your foot, I figured I'd be faster if I just took the time to put the boots on. All right, loading up the rifle here. There's no rifle cam view in this because I forgot to turn the camera on, and there's no helmet cam, obviously, because I ditched the helmet. So this was a tough shot as you were doing the 1-2-1-2 thing, and there was a neat little no-shoot popper in there that blocked the targets. I mean, you really had to stretch out. It's not coming through here in the video, but you really did stretch out to get those hits. The magnifier was a help up to a point. As you can see with the haze, it cut through that. But, it wasn't exactly a big multiplier, but I did go back to it eventually because cutting through the haze was more important than the magnification. Okay, with those targets out of the way, you grab the log and spike the track. And you had to get it in there enough that it would actually spike the track. Then you grab the gear bag, put it up on the vehicle, grabbed your rifle, and got back into the fight. Had a little camera hiccup there, but now we're into the first shooting box doing the 1-2-1-2 pattern. Like I said, there is a nasty no-shoot between the 2 targets there. That makes aiming really quick. You gotta aim and get your shots. And oh yeah, I was out past 12 seconds, so down into the prone, getting 2 more hits, and then back into the fight. And moving on, make it to the next box. Then some little evil bad luck's gonna happen here. And that is empty mag, no problem there. Let's get switched up. And yeah, that Gen 2 mag thing gets me again because I over-inserted it. But, doing the John Wayne thing there, got that errant round out of the way, and back into the fight. And Yep, went down to the prone. I already knew that I was getting that penalty. They didn't even have to tell me.
Move on. You got plenty of time. 20 seconds. Hit.
And you can see the timer there. These last two shots, even though they're nice hits, they were overtime. So ended up taking 120 seconds of penalties here. Okay, now that you've seen that and you're thanking whatever deity you worship that I totally didn't do that without skivvy shorts on, then I'll give you a minute to recover. All right, there you go. Talk about a fun stage. Talk about irreverence. Major props to Vrasteleka for having just a spectacular sense of humor. Last year at 2021, when we all came out of that trench with hypothermia, they were saying, yeah, we'll figure a way to have a sauna and a stage. And I didn't know how they were going to pull it off, but kudos to them. They absolutely freaking did pull it off. That came out freaking awesome. It was a great stage. Interesting thing, you really had to strategize. The guys in the open and the irons division, they could get away with literally just grabbing their rifle and a mag or two and then running through the stage. Those of us in armored TST or armored TST recon, no, your rattle battle had to go on, your belt had to go on even though you weren't using the pistol, and fight your way through it. So yeah, challenging stage. You will notice at the end there, the buzzer didn't go off. I guess it was the timer. So my last two shots are after par. So I did take 2 penalties for that. And if you pay close attention to the screen, it was picking up literally the shot timer. So you can see that it was clearly I was over time. So this was a super fun stage. Never, and I mean never, have I laughed so hard before a stage. Well, they called your name to get prepped, and they gave you a gray box. You put everything in the gray box. And then they said, because you were, in what God gave you in a pair of skivvy shorts, they told you to go into the sauna to stay warm. And it was nice and warm in there. It was much nicer to be in the sauna than outside. And then as you waited your turn, you just stayed in there. And everybody's joking amongst themselves, I've never laughed so hard before my turn in the stage started. And yeah, it was just an awesome stage. The most finished of all finished stages I could possibly think of. We hope you're enjoying this coverage of Finnish Brutality 2022. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And tune in tomorrow for Stage 4.